아유 귀여워.
도망갔네?
어. 가자. 하이. He's about 11 months old, as I said. He ticks all those boxes. He's in here full time. He's eating solids. He's a wean. They're off and they're breaking the next Joey. Really cheeky. Nice you. See, Jared potentially stay with mum for 18 months. By the time they're 18 months, they're about 12 to 15 kilos. We keep them till they're about 3. Adults, all the 15 or 12 kilo males, cannot survive, just not at the same time. Males, however, will only have love with other females. We only like sharing their girls, about 12 to 15 years of age. So they're quite lovely, some of them are Zaris. And they are nocturnal, so they spend most of the day.
Wonder. I suppose you just sort of down there.
Yeah, they're all Tasmanian babies.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just only a baby.
Really?
So he's 11 months old.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
But the other one's a lot larger.
Yeah, yeah. So it depends which one it is. The one down on the right is about almost a full. Oh, I'm gonna go for a cut, switch that cut on the bottom here. So we lived about 5 years. You can see we've got our Eastern's breakfast on the head out of the box there, by the way, the water box. But yeah, so essentially, they live for 5 years. The females only get to breed their second, third, and fourth year of life. Potential, pretty much all of our devils on display all the time. Kind of carries on. The second bonus is year or two before they breed, so not the next year, but the year after when they're 2. It is quite warm afternoons, so that also does affect them. They definitely hang around. So once I stop yammering.
안녕. 먹을 거 있을 줄 알고 먹을 거 없는데? 하이. 하이. 만져도 돼?
잘 갔니?
딱하다.
대.
너무 귀엽다. 진짜 열심히 먹는다.
오히려 더 열심히 먹어.
우와. 어떻게 타이밍 이렇게 좋게 우리가 봤지? 우와.
맞다.
한 8마리에서 10마리라 했는데.